Good afternoon. My name is Christina Graham, and I'm a registered dietitian and also a certified diabetes care and education specialist here at Titus Regional Medical Center. So it's my honor today to bring to you a program about our gut health and how that relates to diabetes, to talk a little bit about what pre and probiotics are as well. So our microbiome and diabetes may be very interrelated. Scientists are studying this relationship between our microbiome and diabetes. So the microbiome is the population of microorganisms and microbes that live in our stomach and digestive tract. While most of these microbes have a symbiotic or a beneficial relationship, some are actually pathogenic, meaning they promote disease. Our microbiome is unique to us, meaning that everybody's is slightly different. It's determined by our DNA, our diet, our level of activity or exercise, and even environmental factors. For example, environmental factors might be the foods that we eat or new foods that we're trying if we travel. It might be new medications that we've been prescribed, and also behaviors like even smoking or drinking alcohol. How does our microbiome affect our health? Well, the microbiome interacts with our immune system, and our immune system is the cells and the processes that help our body fight viruses, bacteria, and disease. Research with interactions between our gut microbiome and our health have found links with not just obesity, but also Parkinson's disease, some allergies, and other chronic health diseases. Research findings for type 1 diabetes. These are cited from the Journal of Immunology and eBiomedicine, which is a peer-reviewed and trusted source of biomedical science information. For type 1 diabetes, people with this condition have less variety of the types of microorganisms living in their microbiome. Certain types of bacteria seem to be more prevalent in people with type 1 diabetes. And drastic changes to the gut microbiome can lead to more inflammation in type 1 diabetes. Since type 1 diabetes is partially caused by inflammation of the cells in the pancreas where insulin's produced, they think there's probably a correlation there in diabetes. In type 2 diabetes, there have also been some findings that suggest that gut permeability is often observed in people with type 2 diabetes. Some good microbiomes can help decrease this leaking or permeability. Some microbes can influence blood glucose levels and even control digestion of sugars. And some microbes may affect the production and release of gut hormones that they feel are very related to appetite control and even insulin production. So a deeper dive into pro and prebiotics. Probiotics are friendly bacteria that normally inhabit the human digestive tract. They function to help digest our food and are a layer of defense and protection from harmful bacteria. They even actually help us produce vitamins K and B12. Probiotics are naturally found in some foods. These include yogurt, kefir, tempeh, kimchi, kombucha, sauerkraut, Parmesan cheese, cheddar cheese, and even Gouda cheese, and in small amounts, even in beer and wine. So I want to just talk a little bit about what some of these are. We all probably know what yogurt is, and an excellent source of probiotics is a solid Greek yogurt, for example. Kefir is a fermented milk drink, so it's more the consistency of milk than yogurt. Tempeh is a fermented soy product, more popular in the Middle East and in Asia. Kimchi is a Korean dish made with fermented cabbage, Korean radish, and it's seasoned with garlic, onion, and chili powder. Kombucha is a fermented sweet black or green tea that contains bacteria or yeast. And then sauerkraut, a lot of us are familiar with that. That's cabbage that's been fermented with various lactic acid bacteria. So one of the most common probiotic substances is this lactobacillus. This is a bacteria that is a very symbiotic. It's a very healthy bacteria that we can get from dairy products that can then live in our gut and may offer us, again, some help with immune response and also some help in producing some vitamins in our system like vitamin K and B12. So what about probiotic supplements? You might be thinking, gosh, I'd rather just take a supplement. It would be easier just to take a supplement than to eat yogurt on a regular basis. Well, while those are thought to be generally safe for most people, people that are acutely sick or have pancreatitis, Crohn's disease, or celiac disease should check with their healthcare provider before taking a probiotic supplement. Also, a consumer lab tested probiotic supplements found on store shelves and found that fewer than half of them contained the actual amount of active cultures that were promised on the label. So you don't know when you purchase that supplement how long that supplement has been on that shelf or even how hot it's gotten as it was transported to that store. And so, again, a study found that it doesn't always contain as much of that probiotic that you thought. So it may be more advantageous to try to eat more of these foods as you're able. Prebiotics, these are the food sources that actually nurture and feed and regulate our healthy bacteria. And you can see they're all excellent sources of fiber. So what those all contain, vegetables, fruit, legumes, nuts, and seeds, is fiber. And soluble fiber feeds the probiotic bacteria, and it's, again, naturally found in vegetables, especially onion, leeks, garlic, and soybeans. It's also found in the skins of fruits. It's in the legumes, beans, peas, lentils, and it's also in bran nuts and seeds. Some food makers also are adding some forms of soluble fiber like inulin and fructooligosaccharides into their foods. So I would just give to you these key takeaways. It's always going to be to your advantage for your gut health to try to eat more fiber. Fiber is naturally found in those skins of fruits and vegetables, beans, legumes. It's also in nuts, seeds, and whole grains. It's also excellent to try to reduce the amount of sugar, and you'll see here artificial sweeteners that you consume. There have been some findings in research that artificial sweeteners might actually decrease the microbiome, the beneficial bacteria in our gut. And so that's why it's mentioning here to try to be moderate in how much of those artificial sweeteners you consume. They're still definitely going to have less impact on blood sugar. And if you must sweeten, I would suggest a sweetener that doesn't raise blood sugar. So something besides sugar in your tea and in your beverages and in your foods. But I would suggest moderation just because we're finding in research that those artificial sweeteners may actually decrease the good bacteria in your gut. Avoid antibiotics unless they're medically necessary. If you've been prescribed them for an infection, this is not what we're talking about. Please heed your physician's advice. If you've been prescribed an antibiotic to treat an issue, please take it and complete the course of the antibiotic. If he tells you to take it 6 or 10 days, complete the course. But if you've been self-treating by taking old antibiotics, please avoid that practice. Decrease your stress. We know that stress absolutely affects gut health. And if you've ever noticed that when you're really stressed out, you have more of an issue with your gut, there's a connection. So decreasing stress, deep breathing exercises, taking walks or exercising to do some stress relief, those are all really good ideas for right now. Increase your activity level. We know that exercise actually promotes a healthy gut and healthy digestion. And get good sleep at night and try to avoid smoking. If you do, try to quit for several reasons, right? Not just for gut health. Now, I am a part of our diabetes self-management education team. We are available here at Titus Regional Medical Center full-time. We offer not only diabetes education, but nutrition therapy and education on insulin administration, education on sensors and CGM. So we've got a very good program. We're recognized by the American Diabetes Association, and I would be happy to be of assistance to you if you need some further one-on-one or small group assistance. I thank you for tuning in today, and I would just offer to you, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My phone number is 903-577-6099. The voicemail at that number is my private line, and please don't hesitate if I happen to be with a client and not able to answer the phone, please don't hesitate to leave a message. I'll return your call as soon as possible. And also, reaching out by email is an excellent way to get a hold of me. And Christina.graham@titusregional.com is that email address. Just to give you a little information about some exciting things coming up for next month, our November Diabetes Support Group meeting, we're fully intending to bring that back in person. And I'm excited to announce that the speaker for November 16th, Tuesday, November 16th at 4 p.m. will be Miss Carolyn Hammonds. She's going to bring us a program related to exercise. She is incredibly knowledgeable, a graduate of Texas A&M. She's an exercise physiologist, and she also heads our cardiac rehab program and can be seen quite regularly over at our fitness center. So I would just encourage you, if you're able, to come and join me in person on Tuesday, November 16th at 4 o'clock. I intend for that meeting to be held at our cardiac rehab space, which is in the Strip Center, directly behind our emergency room, directly across from the McDonald's and Burger King on Jefferson, and in the same Strip Center where you've got Dr. Menadeo's KE Eye Center. So look forward to seeing you in person again. It's been a little while since we've had in-person meetings because of COVID. We're going to take some precautions. We'll give you some social distancing space in that meeting, but I can't wait to get back to meeting in person. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week, and thanks for joining in.